He said, "This MAGA country," punches me right in the face. So I punched his ass back. And then we started tussling. You know, it was very icy. And we ended up tussling by the stairs. Fighting. There was a second person involved who was kicking me in my back. And then it just stopped.
Don't ever forget what happened to that French actor. You know what I'm talking about? Jussie Smollett. He's a very famous French actor.
Breaking just now, the Illinois Supreme Court on overturning actor Jussie Smollett's conviction on allegations that he had staged a racist and homophobic attack against himself in downtown Chicago in 2019 and lied to police. Just a little color from his attorney in a statement to Fox saying, quote, "This was not a prosecution based on facts. Rather, it was vindictive persecution, and such a proceeding has no place in our criminal justice system."
Hey, yo, any of y'all remember in 2019 when an up-and-coming, future Oscar-winning, household name actor was attacked? Okay, he was on a show on BET that went on to be probably one of the best of his generations, winning multiple awards. Nah, y'all probably ain't remember it like that. I'm talking about talentless actor Jussie Smollett on the show Empire. Actually, he was on that with Taraji, and that's actually the last time I've seen Taraji on a show in prime time. Unless, of course, you want to count when she got up at the BET Awards and tried to convince us to vote for Kamala Harris based on fear. But that was pretty much their whole election campaign. Anyway, I'm going to give a quick recap on what happened that night. All right, and I'm just getting word that we actually have rehearsal footage of when Jussie Smollett and his assailants actually ran through the script, so we're going to play that in a little bit. On this night in Chicago, it happened to be during a polar vortex, so the temperatures were very, very low, if not sub-zero. All right, around 2 a.m. in the morning, Jussie decides that he's hungry, and he's going to walk to a Subway to go get his food. He gets his sandwich, and then on his way back from the Subway back to his apartments, he's attacked by what he describes as two white men that were in their MAGA hats. These guys were so in tune with urban television. All right, when they saw him, they knew it was him immediately.
I was like, okay, that's him. Let's go. We gotta go get this Empire fat. Yeah, that's him. That's him. Is that him?
That's that neck.
It's that neck.
Get that neck.
Oh, he's moving fast. Come on, let's get him.
Get that neck.
Let's get him. As we crossed the street, we said hey to get his attention.
Hey, Nick.
Hey! He turned around, looked at us, and that's when we started yelling the famous slurs he wanted us to yell. Hey!
Aren't you that Empire?
Hey, Empire fat Nick. It's MAGA country.
Yeah.
And then he said, "What did you say to me?" And then that's when I threw the first punch at him.
If it's your first time, welcome. Other than that, welcome back. Still on the road to 1,000 subscribers by New Year's Eve. And let me tell you, Jussie is able to hold his own, okay? He told him, hey, man, he's the gay Tupac. And then they got into it, and, hey, he was able to fight off two people. At some point, he had bleach thrown on him. He had a noose put around his neck. They told him that this is MAGA country. They hurled a whole bunch of racial slurs at him, but still, Jussie was able to escape and get home and call the police. All right, he was able to get them over to his house where he still had the noose around his neck. All right, this is probably close to an hour after the event, and he said he kept it around his neck because he wanted them to know what took place. Now, those being the facts, do you know that some people did not believe him? There were people out there saying he is trying to start a race war. They didn't believe that anybody would be wearing a MAGA hat in 2019 in the middle of Chicago at 2 a.m. in the morning. It's just crazy that people lack compassion for him. All right, some people said he was trying to start a race war when all he was trying to do was go get a Subway sandwich when he is accosted by white MAGA supporters, you know, probably in a hat similar to this. Oh, no, wait. It was the old school one, right? This is 2019. So it was a hat similar to this. You know, when people were saying that this was the KKK hood. Before you started seeing a whole bunch of black people in it. Hey, man, Jussie Smollett, you are a survivor. Then Jussie gets arrested and has to go to court because they say that he's trying to fake a hate crime. But District Attorney Kim Foxx throws the case out. Now, for some reason, which I think that a lot of the reason is that a lot of evidence came out that he lied and that he had connections that maybe Kim Foxx let him off because, you know, allegedly, apparently he was retried for the same crime. I don't know if new evidence was put in. I'm not sure. But now, actor Jussie Smollett's hate crime hoax conviction overturned by Illinois Supreme Court. The state's highest court did not weigh in on the merits of the case against Smollett, ruling only that his constitutional rights were violated when he was prosecuted a second time after the original charges against him were dropped in 2019. So I'm guessing that this falls under the double jeopardy rule or something like that. To any of my legal eagles out there, let me know in the comments below. Article goes on to say, this was not a decision on the merits of the case, whether or not he's guilty or not guilty, or he did or he didn't do it. This is strictly a constitutional decision saying this due process rights were violated by the way the system prosecuted him. I think that's supposed to be his. There should not have been a trial before a jury. There should not have been a sentencing him to probation and the time in the Cook County Jail. Smollett was convicted of 5 counts of disorderly conduct and sentenced to 150 days in jail in 2021, but was released, of course, after only 6 days behind bars. While he appealed his case, Smollett has maintained his innocence from the beginning. Jussie Smollett's a liar. All right, he is a liar. He lied under oath. He does need to go and serve some sort of jail time. But of course, you know, Kim Foxx, like I said, there is some sort of connection, allegedly. And, you know, instead of 150 days, he gets 6 days while he works on his appeal. Is that what they're giving? Is that what they're giving the criminals now? While they work on their appeals, they're allowed to walk free? This is going to be the rehearsal footage of Jussie and his goons planning for what they hoped would be the race war 2019.
Oh my goodness, is that him? Do we have to go now? We have to
Right now, right now. Come on, hurry up.
Aren't you the man from the Empire Show? That movie?
Yes? Got a problem?
Yeah. What do you doing around here?
Guys, come on. The accent. More white, more racist, hillbilly. KKK?
Okay. Hey, nigger, stop right there.
What are you doing in our camp?
Aren't you that nigger from Empire?
Yes,
Hard R as hell.
I am. I'm the gay Tupac. What's good? What's good?
Nigger, what the hell you doing over here?
Get more
Look at
aggressive, more
him.
aggressive. Oh, shit. Oh, wrap rope around his
Rope
neck.
around his neck.
Let me fight back a little bit. Let me fight back.
All right.
Oh.
Ow, that hurt, nigger. What the hell?
He had to let him know, you know what I'm saying? He fought like the gay Tupac that he is.
Pour bleach on his nigger ass.
Let me get the wall. Hurry up.
Hurry up.
Oh, please stop doing it, please.
This is MAGA country now, nigger.
You don't belong here. We don't like.
your gay seagull ass over here. Don't you ever bring your ass around here, nigger boy, or we'll beat your ass again.
Please don't do it, please.
Hit him one last time to show we're serious. And run away so the cops don't see anything that we already did.
All right. Why?
Yo, shout out to Idris TV, man. Yo, y'all nailed it. It must be so great living in a country as a black person that you have to fake hate crimes, fake race crimes, and you can't even get white people to play it. It's black people playing these white people. You know, and by the way, Jussie, isn't Jussie half black and half Jewish? Oh, yeah. But once again, living in America, these biracial people, a lot of the time, only associate with the black side because they understand that it gives them more leverage. Look at Kamala Harris, right? Barely black, if even any percentage black, but yet she was able to leverage that and came close to winning the election because she said that she was black. So I really don't know how racist this country is, as if it's as racist as Jussie and others want me to believe.
Which tweet? What tweet?
About saying that it is a modern day lynching that
Sorry.
Jussie Smollett.
Okay, so I will say this about that case. I think that the facts are still unfolding, and I'm very concerned.
These people like Corinne Jean-Pierre, AOC, Don Lemon, and many others, they tell us all of this stuff. White people are so evil, white this, white that. Meanwhile, they go home and they share their bed with white people. Like, I don't want to hear none of that. In closing, what do you think about Jussie Smollett's case being overthrown? Do you think that They violated his rights when they tried him for the same charges a second time after the case was dismissed, because everybody knows that that was legitimately done by Kimberly Fox. Clearly, you see him with the noose right here around his neck. When the police came to him, there was something going on that night in Chicago, and he was attacked by some hillbillies. All right, they came out there knowing exactly that this man was the guy from Empire. They knew his sexual orientation, so they knew exactly who this guy was because he is a household name. All right, if you don't know who Jussie Smollett is, then you must be living under a rock. And those guys found out that, hey, you don't go beating up on the gay Tupac without getting a couple bruises to go home and talk about. Jussie is an activist, all right, and that night, he solidified his name in not only Hollywood immortality, but also on these streets of Chicago. They know he got them hands now. You don't run up on Jussie because you know he got them things on him. Or do you think that this is once again a complete mockery of our judicial system? All right, these elites once again prove that as long as you got a little bit of a pull, as long as you're somebody in terms of Hollywood, a politician, somebody in DC, somebody working in the government, you can get away with whatever you want to get away with. Jussie is a liar. All right, the Ozendario brothers already came out and denounced his whole story. They said that they were paid. There's probably a Venmo, Cash App, some type of history of the payment. This guy isn't even 100% black, but because he lives in the racist country that is America, he embraces the black side, which kind of doesn't make sense to me. Why not embrace the Jewish side, kind of like Drake did most of his life? This bozo should be behind bars, at least for the original time that he was sentenced before he was released to appeal his case. Like, that's kind of crazy to me because regular people don't get that type of leniency when it comes to the judicial system. It really ticks me off when people get to break the rules and get away, because you and I have to play the game by the rules. And if we don't, we have to pay and suffer the consequences. Our families have to suffer the consequences. Meanwhile, all these Hollywood people get to do all these things, you know, even including deleting people, and then they get to walk away scot-free. Like Alec Baldwin, he gets to walk away, but that woman that was offed on the set, what about her family? You know what I'm saying? No justice for them? Or maybe a payoff? I don't know. Either way, I'm interested to know whatever you're thinking in the comments section. Till the next video, y'all be safe and stay wavy.
Repetition is the father of learning.